Let's roll the intro. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel if you're new. Anyways, we're on the second day of January 2018, and right before New Year's Eve, the day before New Year's Eve, I was been saving up for a new camera, which I was gonna go with the Canon SL2, but I didn't have a camera. All I had was my phone at the time. The Nikon that I reviewed about 2-3 weeks ago on my channel, I ended up getting rid of. It's a great camera. I still recommend it, but I wanted to get a DSLR, so I sold that and saved up the money from that to get I was saving up for the Canon SL2, but I came across this, what you see in front of us, which is the Canon EOS Rebel 2Ti, as you can see right there, or in other countries, the 650D, I believe. Now, I've got the charger, which has a car charger with it, as you can see right here, or you can plug it into an outlet. And I'm going to go ahead and remove those. Just want to show you this stuff. I got two batteries. One is a 1120 milliamp, and the other one is 1020 milliamp. Neither one of them are Canon brand, but that doesn't make a difference to me as long as they work. And I got the 18 to 55 millimeter kit lens that normally comes with all these, that has the image stabilization and the autofocus and manual focus. And then besides that, I got this, the body, and if you look at it, it is so brand new looking still. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, and all I'm going to leave on this table is going to be this, because that's what we're mainly concerned about. Now I'm going to go ahead, and this is the Canon Rebel T2i. That's what I paid for mine. But I did some researches on like eBay and Amazon to get prices on used ones, and on Amazon used for the body only, I found it for $219.99, and with the lens it was $275, and that's on Amazon. Now on Amazon new with the 18 to 55 millimeter lens, it's $399, which still is yet not a bad price, but for another $200 more than that, you can get the 2017 Canon SL2, which is a sweet looking camera. I can't speak for it, but I will be getting it here soon, so we will be reviewing that camera as well. And on eBay and Craigslist, I see them go anywhere from $100 to $400 depending on what it comes with and what lenses it has and how much extra stuff it has. The release date of this camera was February 2010, in case you want any interest in that. Now we'll go over some of the specs of the actual camera body. It's a 18 megapixel CMOS sensor, and it is a crop sensor, and the crop factor is by 1.6. and as any other Canon camera and typically any other DSLR, it has a self-cleaning, they call it a dust reduction system. You just shake the lens or the mirror off as you turn the camera off, or they call it an integrated self-cleaning sensor unit. It has the Digic 4 image processor, which isn't really that bad. The highest one that is out as of right now that I know of. Now somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because I am no camera professional. I'm just here to share my opinions and thoughts with you. But I do believe that the highest one is a Digic 7. So it's only 3 Digic futuristic behind, or whatever you want to call it. So it's not really that bad. It's actually pretty fast. And it has optical stabilization, which means your lens has to have image stabilization. The body does not, but it does pretty good though. It has face detection and autofocus, and it features 9 autofocusing points, which is typical for the Rebel series cameras, except for I believe the T2i has 19, I'm not sure. And for your video recording format, it records H.264, and it records in 1080p 30 frames per second, or 1080p 24 frames per second, and then 720 HD at 60 frames per second. So you can still get slow motion with this, but it'll be in 720p, but it's not, it looks really good. And for your imaging format, it's JPEG RAW or JPEG and RAW. Now this does feature a mic input. That input right here is for a remote, your AV out, and your HDIM input. Now it does have, like, you know, special effects for your different modes, like monochrome, landscape, portrait, and then you've got your custom and automatic and preset white balances, typical stuff. And your ISO ranges from 100 to 6400, and it actually does take pretty decent pictures at ISO 6400. There's a little bit of grain and a little bit of noise in there, but not much. Your max shutter speed is 1/4000th of a second, and your minimum shutter speed is 30 seconds. Has a pop-up flash, self-timer of 2 or 10 seconds. You got your hot shoe mount, and it has a optical eye level mirror pentum prism viewfinder, and it covers 95%. It has a 3-inch LCD display on the back of the camera featuring 1,040,000 pixels, and it is not touchscreen, but it still performs awesome. And the body is made out of stainless steel, fiberglass, reinforced polycarbonate resin, and it takes the Canon LP-E8 batteries. And if you'd like to know the width of it, it's 5 inches, the depth of it is 2.4 inches, and the height of it is 3.8 inches, and the overall weight is 16.75 ounces or 1.05 pounds. Now that's enough of the statistics. I'm going to go ahead and pop the lens on, and if you're new to DSLRs, I'll show you how to do it just in case, but this is basically a review of a 2010 camera in 2017, and I really recommend it if you want to start using a DSLR. But there's a white dot here on this, and then there's a white dot right here. You go ahead, and I'm kind of curious to know what the red dot's there for. I'm new to DSLRs too. This is my first one. Line it up. Not new to cameras though. Click it until it clicks. And for the battery, you go ahead and open up the bottom tray down here. I like to look at these because this sticks out, and you can you probably won't be able to see inside there, but not those prongs that you can see, but right behind those on this side is prongs that those go into. Push it over, and voila. And one main feature that I like about this camera that I see a lot of people complaining about on the cheaper cameras is the SD card normally goes in right here where the battery is, but not on this one. It is on the side right here. So if you're on a tripod, that's good. And another feature I like about this is if you're shooting and you left your camera on, if this gets open, it'll shut off, but as soon as it's closed again, it will turn back on. And to switch it on, we'll go over some of the switches up here. You got your shutter button, your ISO or aperture wheel, then you got your mode toggle right here. You got your zoom out, zoom in, which also does a couple other features depending on what you're doing. You got your video record button, and also this is the switch between your viewfinder and your LCD screen, but this LCD screen is what works for video. You cannot use the viewfinder during video, so that will be your record button. You also have this button right here to adjust your viewfinder, your menu display button, and all your main buttons down here, your playback button, your aperture button, and your delete button. Now on mine, I have a customized firmware, which they call Magic Lantern, and I'll actually, the next few days, try to put together a video of a tutorial on how to do this to your camera. It does it not to just this camera, but I believe the 50D, the 60D, the 5D Mark III, as well as the other couple cameras. I know the T2i and stuff like that, but I'll put that up. But anyways, it's called Magic Lantern, and what it does is like I can adjust my audio levels because this doesn't have manual audio controls. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on just so you can see, and I'll go ahead and leave a couple sample videos and sample photos so you can get an idea. This camera takes good pictures, but you go ahead, if you got Magic Lantern on here, you'll still have this menu, which is your Canon menu. And now this changes, you know, like if you're in manual, you'll get more settings and stuff like that. And if you go over to video, it'll change also. You can enable your grid and whatnot. But if you have if you install Magic Lantern onto this camera or your camera, what you do is now if you take a picture, if you have Magic Lantern on, I just want to show you this real quick. Your delete button still works to erase your pictures and stuff, but if you have Magic Lantern, you go hit the trash can button from this menu, and you'll see right here, now I've got audio gain, and I can control my audio gain and set my gains to different levels. I like to keep mine at either 20 or 23. And then you got your digital gain, and you can also do monitoring. If you click headphone monitoring on, you can do all that if you have our headphone jacks, but I don't. But if you don't, it'll show you this status bar while you're recording. And then also you've got exposure, like your white balance. You can really customize that. You got your overlay, then you got your movie. You can change the bit rate and whatnot, and different features. Some of these work on some cameras and some of them don't work on other cameras. It all depends on what your camera features to begin with. And then as you can see, you got motion detection, flash tweaks, shoot preferences, and to go back, you use menu to go back to this. If you click on something, you got track focus, focus patterns. You can switch the pattern. You've got display, you've got your preferences, you've got your modules, your debugging, and your help. One thing I want to show you on here too is you got your zebras, and you also have, for shoot, you have a intervalometer. if that's pronounced correct, option, and you can change how many seconds for every seconds. If you choose 2 seconds, every 2 seconds it'll take a picture, and what that is creating a time lapse for you. But all you have to do is go into an editing software and put it together in a video yourself. It's pretty simple, to be honest with you. The camera just doesn't do all the work. You have to do some of the work. But this is the T2i, and this is with Magic Lantern firmware, as you can see. But you can take it off if you don't like it. It doesn't hurt nothing. You actually install it onto the SD card. I want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Again, I'll go ahead and scan through this quickly so you can see what it looks like. It performs very well. You have your mic input, you've got your hot shoe, you've got your flash and all that stuff. It's a typical DSLR. Ain't nothing different about it than any other DSLR, except for it doesn't have a flip screen, but it is okay unless you're doing, vlogging and you need that. Then I recommend not getting it if you have to absolutely have a flip screen to be able to see yourself. But if you just do stationary videos like how I do here, it's fine. You just focus in and that's it. You use autofocus and you stand behind the camera anyway. So, but if you can find one of these for $100, pick it up. Even if you don't want it or you don't need it, pick it up, because it's good to have as a backup. What if your main camera breaks? Then you've got one, a spare one, ready to rock. But anyways, I'd like to thank you for taking your time to watch this video. I really appreciate all the support, and as you can tell, I'm trying very hard to make my content better. I believe that each video I produce is getting better and better as I'm learning new things and better things and upgrading my gear as well. But it doesn't really matter on your gear. The last video I just created of the Boya BY-MM1 microphone, which I recorded with this camera. This is the camera I used to record that video with, and it did really well. And I also want to state that if you want to see that video, it's a $40 microphone. I'll link it up somewhere, either over here or over here, and you can click on it and watch it. And I'd like to state that I am using that microphone to record right now, and I am recording on my cell phone with it through no app or nothing. Like, this is what is recorded with the video, so I don't have to sync it up, just as a test to see what it sounds like with the cell phone. So if you've already seen that video and you wanted to know what this microphone sounded like with video on your phone, this is what it sounds like. But yeah, I'm out. Hope you enjoyed your 2 days of the new year so far. Hope you guys got some good new resolutions for the year. Drop them down below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys plan to do. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or give it a thumbs down if you didn't like it. And if you give me a thumbs down because you didn't like it, please leave a comment on why you didn't like it and what you think I can do to improve, because I'm on a learning curve and I want to learn. But anyways, enough rambling. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.